All right. We're back with the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Just kind of reflect on what we talked about right quick. We talked about our WWE NXT review, sorry. And now we're going to talk about our AEW Dynamite preview. So let's dig on into it. But before I dig on into that, I want to remind you guys to use the GSMC, podcast.net. Shoot me your comments, questions, and concerns. This puts your questions up on top so I can see it. We get a number of questions from viewers like you that come in during the show. So ensure that your question gets read on air for the millions of people. Make sure you hit up the GSMC podcast.net and tell me your feelings. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like. Most importantly, tell me how you feel about professional wrestling as we speak. AEW, WWE, TNA, Ring of Honor, New Japan Professional Wrestling. Sometimes we hit on Stardom. Sometimes the MLW, the National Wrestling Alliance. It all kind of happens. So don't be afraid to hit up that. There are no wrong answers. Remember to Superman punch that like and subscribe button to the show. And let's dig on into our next segment. We have our AEW Dynamite preview. So yeah. AEW Dynamite is live tonight from Calgary, Alberta. Oh, no, sorry. I didn't start off right. It's Wednesday. You know what that means? AEW Dynamite is live from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And it just feels so significant because you have the Owen Hart Cup final. Sad. Rest in peace. Obviously, one of the best wrestlers to ever kind of do it, Owen Hart. We have the Owen Hart Cup coming. We have the finals. It's going to be dope. The winner gets the number one title shot at the women's and men's. And it's going to be decided at All in Wembley Stadium. It's huge. This tonight, Dynamite airing right now. Can't wait to watch it. Have it on record. If you have a burning question about it, or if you just want to say something about it, you can put it in the chat. Like when it comes to spoilers, I get those. I get this with my friends all the time. They're like, I'm like, hey, dude, how was the movie? They're like, oh, I can't really tell you because I don't want to spoil too much of it. I'm like, dude, honestly, like, you could spoil something, and then, like, when you finally watch it, you'd be like, damn, dude, I still think that's pretty cool. So, obviously, if you're in the chat section, you want to hit up what happened on Dynamite, would be, pretty freaking sick. But I don't know, it's pretty crazy right now. Obviously, we're heading toward, Blood and Guts, All In, and also All Out. Excuse me, three of the top major pay-per-views of AEW. So I don't know, it should be pretty awesome. First and foremost, something that I kind of wanted to address. You're gonna see, and obviously MJF come out, talk about what he did to Daniel Garcia. MJF finally turns heel. Took a little while, but then a little while was like a month and a half. But for him, he's just so good as a heel. Like, and it just kind of sucks because I love MJF. I've recently become a fan of AEW, probably approximately like 6 months ago. But I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of pressure on MJF. And I mean that sincerely. And when I say that, I just mean that literally you kind of have the company on your back, bro. Like, there's no more Cody, there's no more Jade, there's no more CM Punk, there's no more of these guys. Like you see the ratings of AEW ever since Punk quit in 2023. They went from 950,000 viewers, touching a million here and there, down to 800, down to 700, down to 600. There was a couple of, predicaments where you saw it go down to 500,000 viewers. So, obviously a lot of pressure on MJF. It's not, honestly, I kind of feel like it's unfair. But right now he's so over with the company that if there's anybody that's going to take AEW into the next level, it has to be MJF. Maxwell, Jacob, Freeman, I'm better than you, and you know it. All right, so we have our first match. We have men's Owen Hart Cup tournament finals. The Hangman Adam Page taking on the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. Just out of fanfare. Obviously, I would like to see Bryan Danielson come back, but he's been riddled with injuries, talking about his neck injury on social media, talking to multiple wrestling news outlets. And then you saw Hangman Adam Page straight up come up, and he absolutely dissed the Elite. He dissed Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, also Kazuchika Okada and Jack Perry, the whole stable and stuff like that. When they thought bringing in this wild card would ultimately benefit the Elite Hangman Adam Page is out for blood. He doesn't want anything to do with the Elite. Perhaps maybe there could be, kind of like a character turn, which is, I feel like at this point it's kind of highly doubtful based on the way AEW's been handling the promotions, the storylines, and kind of the matches, the ending of matches in terms of pay-per-views and stuff like that. Because if you think about it, the Elite has kind of gotten everything they've ever wanted. Matthew Nicholas Jackson wins the AEW World Tag Team titles. Okada defeats Eddie Kingston for the Continental Championship. Jack Perry wins that ladder match, I feel like right now all the dice, all the bowling pins are kind of rolling and kind of falling in their favor. Something needs to go wrong. Something needs to go wrong for the Elite to kind of just to spice things up. But I'm not saying that because I'm a hater of the Elite. I respect, all four competitors. Definitely think they're, high end. Definitely think they're, fuego. But it's just right now on Dynamite, Collision, Rampage, you're just seeing the same thing over and over again. I don't want to see Matthew Nicholas Jackson come out every single gosh darn episode. Be like, oh, this person's barred from the building. Oh, you should have thought about that before you challenged the Elite. Me and my brother. Like, give it a rest. Right now, for a successful storyline to develop within any kind of wrestling promotion, WWE, WWF, WCW, ECW, you need to have a little bit of turmoil. You need to have a little bit of downs. And right now, the Elite has been nothing but on top. Has been nothing but on top. So I feel like this is a great way for Hangman Adam Page to win this match and to be like, you know what? I'm not coming back to Elite. I don't trust you guys. So, definitely think that's in the future. Love Bryan Danielson, but, for his own, sake, I think he's going to lose this match. Now, then we have the women's Owen Hart Cup Tournament Championship between Willow Nightingale against Mariah May. Love Mariah May. Love the position that she is. Obviously she's the confidant. She's the protege of Timeless Toni Storm, the AEW World Women's Champion. But then you have Willow Nightingale. Willow Nightingale coming off a win from her biggest foe, yet her biggest best friend. This could be a foreshadowing for a multiple, reasons or multiple different kind of aspects of it. I can see Willow winning mostly because, she's been there before. She's a former Owen Hart Cup champion winner, and she has a lot of experience within the ring. And, her beating Chris Statlander could have basically, and getting rid of her within her stable with Stokely could have very much been that nail that you had to take out of the coffin before you could open it up. And I was like, dude, I want to start my new career. So Willow Nightingale, could take it like that. Or tonight, you see Willow Nightingale being screwed over by a bitter, by a harsh, by a former best friend, Chris Statlander. And then you have Mariah May taking on Timeless Toni Storm at All In. I don't know what storyline plays the best. To be honest, I would probably choose the Mariah May taking on Toni Storm. You kind of have that, that mutual respect, but then like Toni Storm, she becomes a little disgruntled, maybe becomes a little, kind of, feels obsolete because her little sister, well, Mariah May even kind of considered her like a mother figure, although they made out on Dynamite like 2 weeks ago, which is kind of weird. But I don't know. It could be interesting. I feel like I feel like they will sell more tickets. Having Mariah May fight Toni Storm at All In, having a huge buildup, but then Willow Nightingale is so great. Willow Nightingale, the moment she wins that match, she's going to be the baby face. She's going to be the one. And then, Timeless Toni Storm's going to have to deal with it. Then we have a Stampede Street fight. Chris Jericho fights Samoa Joe. Obviously, you're going to see Samoa Joe getting some company from Hook. Also, Konosuke Shibata, Katsuyori. I think it's Katsuyori Shibata. Don't quote me on that. And then you're going to see Chris Jericho. You're going to see the Learning Tree come out. Global four-way glory match. We have Claudio Castagnoli against Kyle Fletcher, against Pac, and against Tomohori Ishii. And we also have Swerve Strickland returning tonight to Dynamite. Also, we will hear from the AEW International Champion Will Ospreay. Ospreay. Can't wait. Can't wait to watch Dynamite tonight. Well, guys, do not go anywhere. We're going to jump on into our third segment. We're going to talk about the men's wrestling power rankings. So, hey, do not go anywhere.